Hello, and thank you for joining me here on this blog vlog post and of Core Beliefs.faith. My name is Tariq Murad, and I would love to be your host on this journey of understanding Islam and Muslims. I've started this vlog because of the situation that we're in here. Now we're at the very tail part of 2015. There's a whole bunch of talk about against Islam and Muslims in many different ways in the media, and with the news from ISIS that is kind of corrupting our sensibilities and causing a lot of discomfort for all of us to hear the news of atrocities that are committed in the name of Islam. And I decided to start this vlog just to kind of take away this misunderstanding about Islam as much as possible, not to be not in a scholarly, specifically a scholarly way. However, in a more layman understanding of Islam, so people can see and understand what Islam is all about from the perspective of an average Muslim, a Muslim who is passionate about his religion and beliefs, but is certainly not any way a terrorist or a person who wants to kill anybody or maim anybody or anything, except that we understand, or I understand specifically, Islam to be a very inclusive faith and a very positive, uplifting faith, one that looks for the best in people and hopes to excel them and improve them in every way. I will take you on a journey with this, with short videos as best as I can to expand on and give you an understanding of what Islam is all about. There's just way too many topics to discuss right now, so I'm going to keep my videos short and try to keep them simple so that we can add them and publish them as quickly as possible and try to cover as many different topics as possible. Essentially, the main topic I will focus on initially will be the whole belief system in Islam, what it's all about, so that everybody can get a better understanding of that and work with it in a much better fashion, so that the whole idea of this feeling of being threatened that Muslims will hurt the U.S. or mean harm or anything like this can kind of disappear and go away completely, and then we can start talking further about different elements of the belief and different elements of understanding topics like understanding about what jihad is and what it isn't, topics of understanding of the balance in Islam and the balance in our whole lives, topics of women, of course that comes up all the time, and family relations and all of that kind of stuff that we'll try to cover and be upfront with as much as possible. I will be very clear with you. I will not try to hide things or anything like this, and just be very open, but also show you what really is like to be a Muslim and how to behave as a Muslim. This is something I got from my understanding of reading the Quran, of reading the prophetic tradition, of understanding other religions, and of actually seeing this implemented in my life around me with both my elders and both of many people of different backgrounds and nationalities who are Muslim across the world. The tidbit I'm going to leave you with this in this video is just the following thing for right now. A lot of the issues of Islam are viewed from the lens of the Middle East, specifically from the lens of Saudi Arabia and maybe what ISIS is doing and maybe also what's happening in Afghanistan recently. The only thing I want to tell you in terms of Saudi Arabia is to understand that Saudi Arabia is only 12 million Muslims. That's all. Saudi Arabia is looked at because, of course, it is the Mecca and Medina are the birthplace of Islam, but traditionally it's always been called Arabia, not Saudi Arabia. Saudi, of course, refers to the royal family that controls the country right now, but Arabia in and of itself is not really Saudi Arabia, it's Arabia. That's a history lesson in terms of colonialism, which we're not going to go into right now. But the thing I want to leave you with is Saudi Arabia represents only 12 million Muslims. Understand there's at least 1.7 billion Muslims on this globe. 1 in 4 people in this world is a Muslim. So please understand that Saudi Arabia does not represent all of Muslims, does not represent Islam as a whole, but Islam is represented across its myriad people, the 1.7 billion, and also understand that Islam does not have a pope or one single authority. The authority in Islam is scholarship. It's understanding and learning from text and learning from language and learning from the prophetic tradition and bringing all this thing together into what the religion is today. From the sources, from its original sources. So we'll cover more topics of this later, but just understand that Saudi Arabia does not represent Islam as a whole, neither does Afghanistan, nor does ISIS. ISIS, of course, is in the thousands. We're not talking about anything that represents Islam as a general population at all. So I just leave you with this for now, and we'll catch up with you in later videos. Assalamu alaikum, which means peace be upon you. This is the Muslim greeting to everyone.